Let's see here. Test, test, test. Let's see here. Test, test, test. Okay. Hello. I hope everyone is having a good Easter Sunday. Mine is going fairly well. Let's see. I think I actually slept, about 6 hours last night. So actually, not too bad. Not too bad for me. Mm, I still have a little bit of runny nose and a little bit of a sore throat, but it is getting better. A little bit of a cold, but definitely improving. So I thought to celebrate Easter, Easter is all about uh, the Easter bunny, bunnies. So I thought, uh, why don't I make a bunny girl suit, a bunny girl cosplay, to celebrate Easter? So we are going to be making a bunny outfit from scratch. Um, I did a little bit of Google image searching looking for bunny outfits. Or what? Bunny girl outfits. Hey, Cloudy! So, how are you doing today? So, uh, to be honest, a bunny girl outfit is pretty simple, so, relatively, I think, compared to some of the Genshin Impact cosplay outfits I have made so far. So, this should not take too long, and might be a good introduction to for people who are interested in making their own Vroid Studio costumes or outfits, but don't know how to start or where to begin. So I thought we would go through this basically from the very beginning. Hey, wait, Cloudy, I actually got about 5.5, 6, almost 6 hours. Okay, 5.5 hours of sleep, I think. Yeah, about 5.5 hours of sleep last night, so not too bad, not too bad. How about you, Cloudy? Did you get sleep? Oh, so as I was saying, oh, you just woke up? Oh, good morning to you then, even though I know that it's probably afternoon time for you, or even early evening, but good morning. Oh, thank you for the follow, Miss, is it Ducky? Oh, 1 second. Miss, Ducky213. So for those people who are have never made an outfit before in V-Red Studio, hopefully this is a nice little introduction. So we're going to be going and basically starting from scratch, pretty much. Um, the first step I'm going to do is I'm inside of Vroid right now, V-Red Studio, and I've got basically my most basic character model. She has no clothes on except for bra and panties because this is Twitch and I don't want to show a nude character to you. Um, so under body editor, I have this layout. Uh, so what, because the bunny suit is basically a form-fitting outfit, we're going to effectively create a body editor texture layer that will go over her body to represent that bunny outfit. So the first thing I'm going to do is I am going to export this uh, pre-existing body texture, which will be exported as a PNG file. And I am going to, let's call this bunny girl. PNG is a image file format similar to GIF or JPEG that supports, yes, I pronounce it GIF, not GIF. Uh, but yeah, um, the PNG is an image file format that happens to support transparent backgrounds, which is useful, which I think you will see later when it comes to uh, making parts of the geometry texture hidden. Oh, what's this? Oh, thank you for the bits, Miss Ducky. You wrote. Ooh, thank you, thank you, thank you. Let's call this, bunny girl. That PNG. And I'm going to save that. Now let's go and open that image file. Let me move this out of the way a little bit. I'm going to go and open that image file. I use, you can use Photoshop, but since I'm a poor grad student, so Photoshop's too expensive for me. So I use a free image editing tool called GIMP. Let me open up this file, image PNG file that we just exported. Oh, there. Oh, no problem. I'm glad you enjoyed last night. Let's open this with GIMP. Now, this is not actually going to be the bunny suit image, but I'm using this body with bra and panties image as a kind of reference guide, so I know where to put the bunny suit outfit over. So our first step is we are going to, in GIMP, create a new layer. I'm going to call this bunny girl. And this layer is going to sit directly over our body layer. And now I can basically draw whatever I want, and that will be the clothing that is over the bunny outfit. So let me do a bit of a zoom in here. Now, through my Google image search, we see, for example, that the bunny girl outfit uh, has no shoulder components, has no straps. So it's going to basically be bare-shouldered. But there is a bit of a collar with a bow tie there. So let's worry about the collar and bow tie later and just work on this bunny outfit bodice section. Also, at least in some representations, like from the um, uh, Bunny Girl Senpai anime, she wears stockings for the leggings, and some of these outfits that I see in the Google image search have stockings too, so we can do that as well. For my first step, I will create the bodice portion. So make sure that you have the appropriate layer selected. Like if I have, maybe you can't see very well, but on the right-hand side of GIMP, the GIMP window, right now I have the body girl, sorry, I have this body image layer selected, but I don't want to actually paint on that. I want to create a new layer, work on this new layer so that I can eventually hide the body layer that I'm using as a guide, the skin layer as a guide, and just have a clothing layer I can put over So let's, for example, use a free select tool and let's make the bodice portion of the bunny girl outfit. So I will show maybe a little bit more cleavage than what this bra portion is. So for example, if I were to highlight a region kind of like this, and then have it go over to here, this border separation is what separates where the arms part of the PNG texture begins and where the main torso part is. So I'm going to just do it like this. Let's follow the contours of the panties part for now, and we can make adjustments later on, but this is just to kind of give you an idea of what I'm thinking. I am going to use the select tool to select a region. Specifically, my plan is to select half the region because I will then do a mirror imaging to to um, uh, make it uniform from the left-hand side and the right-hand side. So let's try something maybe like this for now, and we'll make adjustments. So I've selected this region in our transparent layer that's over the skin layer. And then let's give it a fill-in. Let's pick the color like a blackish color for now. And then I'll use the bucket fill tool to fill it in like so. And we'll make adjustments later on. Let me then copy. Actually, before I do that, let me then do a copy. I will then do a paste. So we now have a duplicate here. And I will then proceed to take our pasted layer and do a flip. So now it has created a flipped version on the other side. So to see how this looks on the character model, let me hide our skin layer so that when I do an export, let me do this. So when I export, it's only exporting this outfit component. So let me go into here, and I'm going to leave the default image of the body being the skin with this bra, and I will take our newly exported black bunny bodice and import this in as a layer over the skin layer. So we will do that. So as you can see now, we have got the black bodice portion of the bunny suit that, oh, sorry, wrong button, that now kind of appears and wraps around the body. Basically, it's kind of like a body painting of sorts, but is frequently used, this approach is frequently used as a means of um, as a means of doing like form-fitting outfits. Let's see here. What do I want to do or change? I actually kind of like the fact that the bra layer is forming this kind of white trim around the black portion. So I might actually incorporate that into the bunny suit design. So what I might do is like use the original bra graphic as white trim, remove the bra strappings, um, and maybe make this black portion kind of follow the white trim better. Okay, design ideas on the fly. So let's try that approach. So I'm going to make this skin portion there again, show up again. What I will do is I'm going to create a new layer. I'm going to call this white trim, which will be eventually be situated uh, behind the black trim. But for now, you'll see what I mean. I'm going to relabel this um, black bunny. Black bunny bodice. Okay. Just so that our layers have some meaning. For the white trim portion, I'm going to actually capture with our fuzzy select tool the raw area. Let me add a little bit more threshold tolerance to the white gradients. So we will do like that. So what you can see is that wherever I selected, it's basically picking that particular color plus uh, a threshold of 20 shades of differentiation. Hey, Exyani. Yep, you are right. That is probably will be the case, in fact. Let me zoom in. Let me also grab a little bit of this grayish shadowy area. Okay. Let me copy this from the original body skin graphic with bra. Paste this into our new white trim layer. So when I hide the bodice, you can kind of see that when I hide the original skin layer, you can kind of see what got captured. Let me go and remove the bra straps because the bunny girl outfit does not use bra straps. And I accidentally did that in the wrong layer. Always make sure you are working in the appropriate layer. I actually was not working in the appropriate layer because I had the skin layer highlighted. Okay, now I'm working in this white trim layer. I will proceed to cut away some of this white bra strap portion. Let's zoom in a bit to get better detail here. Let's use the eraser tool. And clean this up a little bit. Okay. And on the other side here, do a little bit more eraser tooling. Now, note that this particular layer is a transparent layer with the white bra trim over it, which means that because this is a transparent layer, the skin and all that sort of stuff will still appear when this texture image is applied to the model. So we're going to clean this up a little bit more. And then we're going to make this less bra-y and more bunny suity by kind of making it flatter here. Let me make it just, whoops, didn't mean to do that. Let's see here. I'm trying to get this hiding right. Like that. Okay. We're going to cut this back strap. We are going to also cut the back strap on the other side. So now it kind of looks like this. That should be okay for now. So then once the our black bodice section is applied over it, it kind of looks like this. Now, because I want this to be kind of a white trim, let me make this a little bit better contoured here to follow the white trim. So let's make sure our black bodice layer is selected. And I will use this select tool to kind of cut away pieces from the black bodice, with the goal being to have it better follow the contours of the white trim. So I will do that. Because I am OCD when it comes to symmetry, I will then proceed to do this. I'm going to take half of this layer, copy it. I will then proceed to delete everything on this layer, repaste. Let's see here. Let me put the skin back on so I can kind of see where this is landing. I'm re-hiding, I made the skin layer visible again for guidance purposes. Let's move this over, like that. Make sure that all the private biddies are nicely covered. Okay, and then let's copy everything, paste, and then I will horizontally flip that paste so we get a symmetrical layout on the other side. Okay. Let's go back and do a little bit of cleanup. Okay, on the white bra layer, I think what I'll do is I will just do a little bit of cutting so that this is a little bit more like this, kind of. Something like that. And now my symmetry OCD is kicking in, going like that. Doesn't seem quite symmetrical, but let's see here. Maybe if I do it kind of like that. Okay, that should be fine, I think. Now let's export this and reapply it to our model. Import. Okay, that's kind of more what I was envisioning. So now it's got this kind of white trim look. Now, you're still seeing the original bra because the bra straps because my original default skin layer has that on. But if I were to switch out this default skin layer from being the bra and panties skin layer to one that's braless, and now I'm really praying that I don't screw something up and accidentally show boobs to everyone. Um, there we go. So now my default image is the braless version of the skin, and now I have layered on top this bunny suit bodice that's basically the white trim, which I stole from the original bra, um, and then our black uh, layering on top of that. Let's see here. Anything I want to clean up? Okay, so, and we can later on change the color of this black bodice to be a red bunny suit girl or a red bunny girl suit or a, whatever color we want. But we're just using black for now as an example. Um, Next, let's give her some stockings. Um, Now, what kind of stockings do I want to give her? Let's try making fishnet stockings. Um, yeah, that might be a little bit of a challenge, but we'll see how this goes. So I'm going back into, where's my GIMP? Oh, here's my GIMP. Okay, let's re-add the skin layer for now. Actually, to make it easier to guide us, let me open a new layer. Open as layers. Let me open up my braless asset and use that as our new base image rather than the one that has bras. Uh, for a brief moment, just because I don't want to show even the braless texture to you, I'm going to just momentarily AFK my screen just to make sure I don't show anything inappropriate. Okay, we are good. Let me go back to my desktop. So now I've got uh, both my braless and my broad layer. I can get make visible the broad layer. So now you don't see the bra straps here anymore. I can actually just get rid of this layer outright. So now I've got the braless skin layer coupled with the white trim layer over that, and then I've got my black bunny bodice section over that as well. So let's look at stockings. If I wanted to go with like gray stockings, I could simply do something like this. Create a new layer. We'll call this stockings. And we want our stockings to kind of be behind this, our other layers, just because it gives us some flexibility when we work. So for example, I could, let's see here. This portion of the PNG image file is the legs. So what I will do here is I will, let's pick a color to fill for the moment. As an example, let's say I picked a kind of a grayish color, like that. I could do a fill here. I could copy that fill area and then, one moment here. I'm thinking, what do I want to do? Okay, let me Control A, Control C, Control V. For symmetry, we will do a flip. So now I've got the same thing on the other side. And then if I make this portion here gray, the part uh, right in front of the where the torso meets the legs portion of the graphic, I can, for example, do something like this. I can select tool, do something like this. This pink region is kind of no man's land. It's not used at all in the view in the rendering. So I can do something like this where I highlight this region and then go up to here. We can just go like that. This part doesn't have to be accurate because, like I mentioned before, this black region that's hiding stuff and this region here is not actually used at all. Let's do a fill like that. So if I were to then export this, hiding the skin layer again, and then replace my body editor layer texture with this updated texture that now has stockings, it should look like I have gray stockings now, like that. So if I wanted the gray stocking look, I can do that. You can make it other colors as well. You can even try like a fishnet approach, which is something I will try to do here actually. Let's see how to get this to work. This is actually an approach kind of like what I did with my Fischl model. Let me find Fischl's outfit. So yeah, this is my Fischl body layer model that I will load. So in the case of Fischl's body layer, Fischl's a character from Genshin Impact. I did a similar approach. She has kind of these tinted arm stockings. So I basically made the arm portion this kind of peachy beige color. Let me actually show the skin layer so that you can see. To kind of give you an idea. So yeah, this is her stockings, of which her this side of the stocking has a kind of design on it. And then her bodice has this kind of more purplish tinted tone that happens to have this cross stitching pattern on there. I'm actually going to try to steal this little bit of cross stitching and see if I can use this cross stitching work I did before, and steal that as a fill pattern. So let's see if I can figure out how to do that. Which layer was this? Mesh. I think it might have been this layer. Nope, not that layer. One moment while I try to identify my layers. Was it that layer? No, stocking. Where is my mesh layer? Nope, not that one. Um, nope, that's not it. One moment. I'm trying to find my little crisscrossy layer. Okay, let's not worry about that right now. We will actually make our own fill layer from scratch, just because if you are new to this, you don't have a previous asset to borrow from. So let me go and create a new image. We will use the background. Oh, no. Oops, sorry. I have to remember to, in advanced options, set the fill to be transparent. Okay. What I'm going to do is I will use the, um, how do I want to do this to make it fishnetty? Okay, let's make a little square pattern that is, let's say 50 by 50 in size. Kind of like that. And I will fill it with a, let's say, gray color for now. Okay. And then I will use the paintbrush tool, and I will use black for the color of the pen. And I will make a little cross shape. So let's do a little penned cross shape to kind of represent the fishnettiness of it. It switched me out of. Sometimes GIMP is a little bit weird. It will like take me out of my the tool I think I'm working with. Let's try this. A little bit of experimenting. Let's crop to make this clean. Let's crop to make this, actually, so long as I'm at it, let me make this smaller. Something kind of like that. A 23 by 22, oh, 22 by 22. Making little adjustments here. How big I want this to be. 22 by 21 by 22 by 22. Okay, let's crop. Crop, 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 crop. Where is cropping? Let's see here. Crop, crop, crop. As I search for the crop. Tools? Probably under tools. Crop. Okay. Actually, let me, that, something easier for me to do. Nope, nope. Hold on. I apparently screwed something up. Sorry, I'm still new to this myself. 13 by 14. 13 by 13. Okay. I'll do Control C. Let me do a delete of everything. Control V. Why is not Control V? Oh, there it is. Never mind. No, that's too small. Let's go back. Sorry, I'm still trying to figure things out. Okay. We're back to here again. Fishnettiness, fishnettiness. Let's, I want to make this a little bit smaller, but I want to see how small I want to make it. That's 37 by 37 here. Let's copy Okay, delete everything, Control V, which should have put it somewhere here. Okay. And then let's resize this image so that it only encompasses this portion. Tools. How do I crop the image? Sorry, I'm new to some of this too. Shear, crop, crop, crop. Remove edges, areas from image or plane. So let's crop. Okay. Why did that look like it did what I wanted to do? Okay. Let's try this instead. Let's create a new image. 37 pixels by 37 pixels. Ba-ba-da-ba-dum. Oh, actually, I just realized I don't have to do that. Currently this image area is highlighted. Yeah, this 37 by 37 area is highlighted. I can actually do a fill based on my what's in my buffer. So for example, if I go here, if I select the stocking portion, I can actually, in the fill tool, fill using a pattern, a fill pattern. Like normally you can fill with a color, but you can also fill in with a fill pattern. And you have choices of GIMP comes with fill patterns already, but you can also use your clipboard image as a fill pattern. So let's try the clipboard image and see how that looks. So, okay, here we go. Now we have a kind of a fishnetty gray stocking there. And I can do the same thing over, I can do the same thing over here, doing a fill using our clipboard pattern. Now this part will be a little bit tricky just because of alignment purposes, but to show you what I mean, if I were to do a fill here and then export it all, body layer, and import our new fishnet stocking pattern, you can kind of see now that she now has this gray fishnet pattern, but the alignment is a little bit weird trying to interface this portion of this portion of fishnet with the legging portion of fishnet. So that's a little bit of a pain in the butt, but let's see here. I'm trying to see how I can adjust this to make it look cleaner. Um, um, hmm. Okay, I think I have an idea. Let's try to clean that up, make it a little bit nicer. I will undo that fill. Let me instead create a new layer, a new image that is nothing but filled in with this. So this is completely filled in, everything here. I will copy this entire asset, and then in our selected stocking region here, I will say edit, and then I will say paste into selection. So it will only paste into this region and nowhere else outside that region. And then we can actually use our move tool to kind of try to make little adjustments on how this is located in order to see what works. So let's export this. I hope that made sense. Let's import. Oh, whoops. 1 second here. Oh yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Let's import the new bunny girl. Oh, wait. Hold on. That didn't work the way I expected. Let's try that again. Apparently something still acted a little weird. Why did it act that way? I'm confused. Because it should only be filling into this region here and nowhere else. Should be. Okay, let's try that again. Export. Let's re-import. Okay, okay. Now I know why. It's because we didn't have, we didn't finalize the pasting process. So what I see here is my things out of alignment. I really should, shift it a bit to the left. So let's try doing a little bit of a left shift of the top piece. So let's a little bit to the left. And let's try that export again. This can be a lot of trial and error. Get this to work right. Hey, Alberto. As we can see here, the alignment is getting a little bit closer. It still needs to move a little bit more to the left and maybe up a bit, but let's see how that works. And it's quite possible we can never get this to be quite perfect, but let's see what we can do here. A little bit more to the left. Re-export. Re-import our newly exported thing. Can I get it to look better? Getting closer. Maybe a little bit more up. This will be difficult to get to work properly. Yeah. Maybe I shouldn't go with fishnets. Because fishnetting is going to be very, very hard to get to line up perfectly here. Okay. Maybe instead of fishnet all the way to the top, maybe what I can do is, let me see. Try to get an idea of Google image search. How I want this to look. Um, mm, okay. Maybe we will abandon abandon the fishnet idea just because it's kind of hard. It's actually really hard. So let me do a little bit of undos here. And just go with the grays. Over. Oh, what was that sound? My kitty just made I just heard a weird, like, clanking sound, and I think my cat's hit something. Hey, Alberto, how are you doing today? Make sure I overrided this. And then import. Yeah, since it's really hard to do the fishnet alignment, I guess we can just settle for gray stockings, I suppose. And now, since a lot of these outfits have this little collar, um, when I did my image search, like here you see the collar with the little black tie. Let's see if I can do something like that too. So I am going to go to the clothing editor and try to add an accessory. Um, maybe like a, can I add a ribbon? A uniform ribbon? Okay. This comes with a ribbon, but it doesn't have the collar component. So let me try for the clothing layer. Let's go with a school uniform vest short sleeve. Let's take. Okay, so what I'm going to try doing is I am going to uh, try to just steal the collar from this outfit and the ribbon and basically make all the rest of this clothing invisible. Um, if you know, if that makes sense. Let's see here. Yeah, so for clothing, we are going to have no bottoms. Whoops. Hold on a second. Um, okay, so that's still in place here. Then, let's see here. Oh, no, it flushed it when I was doing stuff. Oh, okay, because I switched to a preset. Okay. Okay, I know what I'm gonna do. Let's re-import our bunny girl body asset. Let's change our default image. We'll worry about the bra part later. Under the clothing section, we are going to eliminate the skirt. We're going to keep that top with the tie, and then we'll make changes. Let me export this texture. So let's export this top texture. I will export that into clothing uniform vest short sleeve. And let's call this Bunny Girl. We'll save that. Let's go into GIMP and open that asset. File, open. This is under clothing editor. This is uniform vest short sleeve, Bunny Girl. And all I want to keep is the collar portion. So let me create a new layer. Bunny Girl collar is what I'll call the layer. And then what I will do is I will just copy from the original Bunny Girl outfit just this top portion here. Actually, let me use this tool instead. We're just copying this asset. Hey, kitty. I know my kitties played with something that they shouldn't have played with because I heard a bit of a crashing sound, or they fiddled with something that made a noise, so I'll have to check that at some point. Um, let's see here. Making sure this stays close and conformal so it doesn't get mixed up with the sleeve component. Same on this side. Make sure it doesn't get overlap with the sleeve component. Okay, we will copy this. We will then paste it into that layer so we can then hide that. Let's export this. Collar part, and then let's import that in, whoops, as a new layer. So I'm just getting the collar. Let's hide the original full outfit, the full uniform vest top, by toggling its visibility. So now we are retaining just as a layer a collar that we stole from the sweater component and uh, the necktie that comes from that uniform part too. And then let's go back to the body editor. Let's remove the bra straps by putting our original texture in place. Let's replace the default image with our braless asset. Okay, so now we've kind of got the bunny girl bodice that wears a collar, has a little ribbon, and has black stockings. Anything else we need to add to our model? Oh, little collar cuffs. Interesting. How do I do collar cuffs? I'm trying to think how I want to do little collar cuffs. Hmm. Hmm. Maybe what I should do is instead of using the uniform top with short sleeve, maybe I should have used uniform top with long sleeve? Let me see here. Yeah, maybe I should have done that instead. Uniform vest, pants, short sleeve. Let's instead use uniform vest, long sleeve. So, okay, let's try it this way instead. Same basic approach. I will export this long sleeved version texture by right-clicking and hitting export. And we will dump this into viewed assets, clothing editor, uniform vest. Let's create a new folder here since I've never used this one before. Uniform vest long sleeve. And inside of here, I will call this bunny girl. Sure. Let's go back into GIMP. Let's open that asset. So now this is the image file that's used to, the PNG image file that's used to texturize the uniform vest long sleeve geometry. That that geometry that comes with the Vroid Studio. In our case, all we want is the collar portion and the little sleeve collars, but not the sleeves themselves and not this body area. So we are going to basically check almost all of this. Like, oh, right. First, let me create a new layer that we can work from. Bunny girl collar and sleeve. Okay, so from here, I am only going to keep a few assets. We are going to keep the sleeve portion. I'm going to control, make sure you have the right work area highlighted. So I'm going to copy it from this original outfit and then paste it into our new working layer. I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. In this case, I will, so you can see here what I'm doing. I will copy everything on this layer by Control A, or selecting everything, copying it, pasting it. Now that's going to paste it right on top of the old one. But then with this paste layer, I will transform and flip horizontally. So now I have the symmetrical version on the other side. And then what I will do is I will also go back to our original clothing asset and just grab the collar. So we're going to use this tool and we're going to select the collar region, but not the shirt portion, ideally, like this. Let's go up to here, up, down, up, down, and then over to here, and down to there. Make little adjustments to make sure everything fits. We are going to Control C that to select it all. We're going to then select our new layer and paste. If I then hide this, you see that appearing there. Okay. Now let's export that. Go here. And what we're going to do is we're going to replace, or we're going to import this layer we just did with the bunny girl sleeves and collar. And we're going to hide the default image for this geometry by toggling its visibility. Ta-da! So now we have a collar that we stole from the school uniform outfit, the ribbon which we stole from the school uniform outfit, and we stole the collar, the arm sleeve collars from the school uniform outfit. So, and we're largely done. I guess the last thing we can do is for our bodysuit, because I'm manipulating existing. I'm only manipulating texture files, texture image files that get put onto existing geometries. I don't know how to make new geometries. So giving her an actual bunny tail a real bunny tail, cotton tail, would be a new geometry, and I don't know how to do that. But what I will try to do is give her like a little white bunny uh, circle, I guess, back there. Just so that's something that looks like a tail back there. So let's go back to this asset. Let me reapply the skin as tracking. Let me create a new image with a transparent background that is just a circle that happens to be white filled. That's, oh, nope, that's not white filled. Oh, I have to choose foreground color as my thing, not pattern fill. So we will try that again. There we go. Let me proceed to then select this guy, or specifically select half of this guy, and there's a reason for that. Because on the actual outfit, for it to kind of merge together, let me create a new layer. We'll call this bunnytail. We're going to put this in front of the black portion. And then we are going to paste. So this black half will go here. I think that's too low, too high. Might be too big. Let me resize it a little bit. Tools, transform, scale. We're going to make this a little bit smaller and move it flush here. That's probably about right. And then I'll put this mirror image on the other side. So I will select everything in this layer, paste, and then I will flip, kind of like that. Let's hide our skin, export this image file. Let's go back into our textures. And it takes a few moments to load, to update. My computer's not exactly the fastest in the world, you know? And reload our bunny outfit. So now it's got a little, oh, is that a little too low for a white dot? Maybe I should move it up. Maybe up there, maybe? But yeah, stuff like that. Let's see here. Let me try moving it up. Mm, okay, let's try that. See if that looks a little bit better higher up. Okay, I guess that's a bit better placement. If I ever figure out how to add a new geometry, I can add a little ball geometry there, but I still need to learn how to do that. Um, so we're pretty much done with the VRoid Studio portion of creating this outfit. Let me go ahead and save this. And saving can take a bit of time because each one of these files is like VRoid files is like hundreds of megs in size. Or can be hundreds of megs in size depending on how many assets you have. Let me do an export. So I'm going to export this as a VRM file. This is going to be PhD Neko file number 70. Yes, I've actually made 70 outfits. Let me save that in my VRM folder. Okay, so now that it's a VRM, I can actually load that onto my vtuber model. One moment while I change. Let's see here. Adding in the new model file. Selecting it. And let's go to my just chatting screen. So now I have got on my little bunny suit. So, ta-da! Now, as I mentioned before, since I only know how to manipulate texture image files that get applied to existing geometries, I don't know how to make new geometries. So unfortunately, I don't know how to make a tail for my outfit, and I don't know how to make bunny ears. But yeah. But VRoid Studio is a lot of fun to play with. If I go back to here, like I've made 70 outfits now. You can also kind of see your character in different poses. Like it's got a posing thing, so it's kind of got on standby, and you can watch your character move about in different poses and animations. So yeah, in this demonstration, I used the body editor to have the skin tight assets, namely the bunny suit itself and the stockings. And then I used the clothing editor for adding clothing assets that go over on top, which like were the collar and the tie from the school uniform portion as well as the sleeves. Um, but that concludes our bunny girl outfit making attempt. I guess the last thing I can try doing is making bunny images, bunny ear images that I can then place situationally around me, which could work. For example, um, let me see here. If I use this for my Dead by Daylight stream, I could, let's see here. Bunny ears. I want to find bunny ears. Actually, they're pretty simple. I guess it's just little black flappy things. So I could try to, um, let's go back to GIMP and try grabbing some bunny ears. Let's make a new image. This will just be a static graphic, which doesn't have to be super big. Let's make this 300 by 300. That absolutely must be transparent in background. And then let's use the little pen tool here. Let's use black. And then we will kind of do no, too thin. Let's go with a large size. Point. Something like this. And then, does that look like bunny ears? Okay, maybe something like this. And then something like this, maybe. Little floppy bunny ears of sorts. Maybe with a little bit of like that. And like that, maybe. Now let me save this or export. This will be a pictures pick overlay asset. Let's call this black bunny ears. And then let's see here. Let me go and add a new image asset inside of OBS. One moment. Grabbing an image source. Black bunny ears is what I'll label it. Add source. Look for my image file. Select that. Done. And now in OBS, I have got a little black bunny ear graphic that I can then try to move and kind of place over my head that hopefully looks okay. Let me show you what I mean. Kind of like that. I know it's janky, but it's all I know how to do right now. Probably a bad idea, but hopefully it completes the look. Admittedly, I now have to keep my head very stationary in order for the bunny ears to not get out of alignment. At any rate, yeah. Thank you so much for hanging out with me during this bunny girl outfit making session. I think I will play a little bit of Dead by Daylight next. So hopefully I see you during that stream. I'm going to take a few minutes break to use the bathroom. Also, I need to save all my assets here. Making sure I have everything saved. Da-da-dum, da-da-dum. Yep. Okay, I'll be back in a few minutes. I'll start a new stream for Dead by Daylight. Hope to see you there. Bye for now.